So we're going to replace the rear main seal while we've got the transmission out. So we'll just whiz off that drive plate or flex plate. Now this one's in an LS2 6 litre Holden V8, sort of the same process whichever one you do. You can see this one's actually got a spot where you can actually lever it out. So you can see it was weeping there. We're not going to take the whole plate off. You can also take that off, replace the whole thing. But it's a good idea, because we're not going to take it off, is just to nip up these bolts just in case they've loosened up or the gasket's flattened out and then made those bolts loose. Now, very important to not damage the housing or the crankshaft. The housing you could replace if you damage it, but the crankshaft's a little bit more difficult to replace if you damage it. And these seals, they're a metal clad seal, which basically means it's metal on the outside and the rubber's molded onto it. And there we go. Pop that out. Now, examining the seal, you can see that the lip on the inside is flattened out. Now we've got the new seal there. Depending on which kit you get, sometimes you get this little ring there. I'll show you. And it's actually a little bit wider on one side. So what you do is put the seal on here, and this is just to help it jump over the crankshaft, because there's a sharp edge there, just so you can get that lip over the crankshaft. Make sure you get the wider part towards the crankshaft so it can pop over it. And that little plastic just sits on that little chamfer there. So, and then I can just slide it in and it'll jump over that little step there, just so you don't damage the lip when you're putting it in. And now we need to just slide it on. It's just gonna a little bit hard. And I'm pushing that plastic on there so it's located on that chamfer, and we just tap that over that step. It's a little bit fiddly. There we go. Let's pop that lip over. Still a bit here on this side. There we go. And we're just going to tap it in just so nice and evenly, because it's so big you don't want to bend it out of shape, and it'll just go flush with that housing. Now I've got this, machined it nice and flat, and this side's a little bit further out than this side, so I'm going to start over here. And we just slowly tap it in. Now up here it's a little bit further out. I want to try and drive it in as evenly as I can. And you'll find that if you are driving it in nice and evenly, it'll go in a lot easier. You don't have to tap very hard. It's when it gets cocked to one side, it goes in a little bit harder. It's going in nice and evenly. Now some kits don't have these plastic sleeves. If that happens, we've got a tool like this, nice and thin, and you just want to hold it flat under tension, and you can just slowly run that around just so that lip jumps over the top of that crankshaft, and then you just tap it on as per normal. And they weren't too bad. Anyway, I hope that's helped. Any questions or comments, leave them in the section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.